Good morning, students. This is Miss Tanushree, and I will be taking up your geography class. Today, I am going to begin with the first chapter, Earth as a Planet. And I have divided this chapter into three parts. In the first part, I am going to explain about the shape of the Earth and the different reasons that proves the spherical shape of the Earth and Earth an oblate spheroid. In the second part, I will explain about Earth as the home of humankind, and in the third part, I will explain about the life-giving cycles. Before I start with the first part, let me introduce the chapter briefly. Now, in the earlier days, it was said that the earth was the center of the universe and all the heavenly bodies were moving around it. But today, it is an accepted fact that the earth is also one of the 8 planets that move around the sun. Now, this planet is also known as the life supporting planet, and when it is viewed from space it appears blue. Now why it appears blue? It is because 70% of its total area is covered by water. Therefore it is also called the watery planet. Now I will explain about the solar system. What is it? The family of the sun is called the solar system. And all the members of the solar system, they are placed at a certain distance from the sun. So let's focus on the chief members of the solar system, which includes planets, satellites, and other celestial bodies like asteroids, comets, and meteorites. Altogether, we have 8 planets. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Now, let's focus on the shape of the Earth. The Earth is not a perfect sphere. Then what is the exact shape of the Earth? It bulges slightly at the equator, that is at the center, and is flattened at the poles. Aryabhatta, the 5th century Indian astronomer and mathematician, and the 6th century Greek philosopher Pythagoras both believed that the earth was spherical in shape and earth rotates on its axis. Now I will explain about the different reasons which proves that the earth is spherical in shape. The first one, sighting of a ship. While standing at the seashore and we see a ship approaching, can we see the full ship at once? No. We can see the ship gradually. We first see its mast, then as the ship comes closer and closer, we see the deck in the middle, then its funnel, and finally the hull comes into full view. This is because of the spherical shape of the earth. If the earth were flat, the entire ship would have been seen at once. Now the next experiment, the Bedford level experiment, which was carried out in the Bedford level canal area in England. 3 poles of equal height were fixed at intervals of 5 kilometers, and when viewed from one end, the middle pole appeared slightly higher compared to the other 2 poles. If the earth were flat, all the poles would have appeared of equal height. Now the next experiment is the pole star. When I talk about the pole star, I mean to say about 90-degree North Pole, because pole star can be seen at an angle of 90 degree at the North Pole, and it also lies in line with the axis of the earth, and this angle gradually decreases when it moves towards the equator. So what is the angle formed at the equator? The angle formed at the equator is 0 degree. This can happen only in an arc of a circle. If the earth were flat, the pole star would have the same height for all the latitudes. Now, another reason clearly proved the spherical shape of the earth, that is the satellite pictures. Now, earlier I have explained that earth is flattened at the poles. Now, this was discovered by the French astronomer Jean-Baptiste D'Alembert. Further in 20th century, when some more satellite pictures were taken and they were fed into computers, it clearly proved the spherical shape of the earth with flattened poles. The conclusive evidence for the proof of the earth's spherical shape is clearly obtained from the photographs that are taken from space. Now, next is the lunar eclipse. What happens in this case? During lunar eclipse, the shadow of the earth on the surface of the moon is visible clearly, and when viewed, it also appears like an arc of a circle. Now, earth is bigger than the moon, but it is really oriented in the same position as the moon. But the shadow will always appear circular. Now, the next reason is circular horizon. When we view the earth's surface from a height, it always appears circular. With increase in altitude, the circular horizon widens. Had the earth's surface been flat, the horizon would have been the same irrespective of the altitude. Now, in modern days, all the radio waves that travel over the earth's surface can only be heard within a certain horizon, but beyond this horizon, the signal cannot be received. This is itself a clear proof that the earth is spherical in shape. Next is circumnavigation. In this reason, we'll talk about Magellan's journey. Magellan started his journey in the year 1522 from Spain, and after completing round the world voyage, he returned to the same place from where he started his journey. It also proved that the earth's surface is round. Another reason, sunrise and sunset. For this reason, let's focus on figure 1.7. We all know sun rises from east and sets in the west. This is because of rotation of the earth from west to east. Therefore, we can say that people in the eastern side will receive the first rays of the sun compared to the people in the western side. So, had it been the earth's surface were flat, the sunrise and sunset would have occurred at same time all over the world. Now, the last reason is the earth as a heavenly body. As I have already said, that earth is a part of the solar system, and all the planets in the solar system, including the Earth, is spherical in shape. This is because of the continuous rotation. Now, the Earth as a planet. We know that Earth is a round object that moves around the sun. Now, sun is a star, and planets, they do not have light of their own. They reflect the light of the star, and they move around their stars in fixed paths called orbits. Now, next is Earth and oblate spheroid. The Earth is said to be spherical, but it is not a perfect sphere because of the diametrical differences. Now, let's focus on the diameter. The diameter at the equator is 12,756 kilometer, whereas the polar diameter is 12,714 kilometer. Now, what is the main reason behind this diametrical difference? It is because of the centrifugal force of Earth's rotation at great speed, which forms a bulge at the equator and compression at the poles. Therefore, we can say that Earth is an oblate spheroid, and the shape of the Earth can also be described as geoid, which means Earth shaped. With this, we come to the end of the first part.